a bunch of wannabe dictators who want to control, trying to do it with Harvard to take away 27% of the population. They want to control the curriculum. They want to control the faculty. They want to control the student body.
I've got a few clips lined up for us of Fox News liberal Jessica Tarlov duking it out with her MAGA co-host over Trump's attack on free speech on college campuses. It's sure to be a good one, so if you can, leave us a like on the video to start. It gives us a big boost in the algorithm. It helps us out a ton. We really appreciate it, and let's see what context we can add.
Where I feel that the administration has really lost the plot, though, is why they have decided to squander so much goodwill in terms of combating anti-Semitism on college campuses by this level of gross overreach. What they're trying to do with Harvard to take away 27% of the population, which is the international population there, what they're doing at Columbia, threatening at Princeton, et cetera, indicates that they are a bunch of wannabe dictators who want to control American university life.
And that's pretty clearly what these moves are for, the purpose they serve. I mean, anyone who knows their way around a history book could tell you that when your institutions and universities fall, then democracy falls next and begins to give way to fascism. And that's exactly what Trump is attempting to institute in America by, one, controlling what universities can and can't teach, limiting that critical thought, what they allow to be protested, even the free speech, and then by transforming them into institutions of nationalism, where he's trying to rid of foreign students learning at American universities, which allows for an influx and mixing of cultures that sparks more free thought, more critical thought, which of course scares Trump. There's also the fact that these students typically go on to create firms and businesses that then employ Americans. So it's economically inefficient, but they're foreign, so Trump doesn't care.
They want to control the curriculum. They want to control the faculty. They want to control the student body.
Well,
they want to control research.
I mean, look
no,
what's
they
happening.
don't, Joey.
Under
no
what's
circumstances.
happening.
We have a First Amendment.
I wouldn't send my kid to one of those schools.
We have a First Amendment and we have academic freedom in this country. And that's what the courts are doing. They're pushing back from immigration to academic freedom. The courts are showing up. But it's clear that this administration is just taking every opportunity that they can to amass as much executive power and control as possible. And they're also not thinking about the consequences if the shoe is ever going to be on the other foot.
Spot on with every point here. They would cry a foul the second the shoe was on the other foot. I mean, when Biden took office, they were trying to call him a dictator for how many executive orders he did, which is less than half. It pales in comparison to what Trump has done in just 100 days, or when he obeyed the Supreme Court order on forgiving student loan debt as a blanket forgiveness, but then he did it partially through other means, through the SAVE plan that already existed. And Republicans tried to say, well, he's being a dictator, but now it's activist courts and judges who don't have jurisdiction over the president. It's all just blatant hypocrisy, whichever way the wind blows for them to be right. And anyone who can't recognize that Trump's goal clearly is to rapidly expand the powers of the executive should never have a trusted opinion in political discourse again, either through ignorance or bad faith, and is overstepping co-equal branches to do so represents the second largest attack on our democracy, the first being the one he launched on January 6th.
It is possible that a Democrat could get elected. And if you set a precedent that you're going to have this kind of level of control, you're not going to be very happy with the implications of that. I'm glad to see the university standing strong, supporting their research communities, but we are going to be less safe because of this. We are going to be less prosperous. The economic benefit out of these research labs is astronomically good for the American economy. And people are, you can joke and say, well, what do we want you anyway? They're going to go to other universities because if you can be picked up, if you're a Turkish national with a visa here and you can be picked up and put in an ICE truck, or you can't even get into Harvard now, why wouldn't you just go to Oxford?
The NIH, through their research, brings nearly $3 of economic return for every dollar spent. NIST sees an ROI of closer to $6 for every dollar spent. Economists agree that federally we see a ROI of between $2 to $10 for every dollar that is spent on all branches of research easily is a good investment, which is far better than tax cuts. By the way, Trump's 2017 tax cut cost trillions and only returned $6 billion additional investment each year. This misguided attack on university leaves us with less avenues for free speech, less funding for research, less advancements medically, which leaves us less safe and less diverse in both culture and thought. It's clearly a dictatorial move. It's clearly a fascist move. It's one to censor free speech, to kind of keep away critical thought from those who need it most when you're at the age of development, where when that comes in, you kind of see the differences in the world where you might not have when you were younger. And I'm glad that the university is standing up for our democracy, our constitution, and our freedoms, because somebody's got to.